Before all the cars, real and imaginary, and even before the fandangle, this area was the frontier. A land of pioneers, ranchers, and outlaws that all revolved around one place, Fort Griffin. Fort Griffin was established right after the Civil War. It's mostly ruins now, but with a few faithful recreations. And this is site director Eric Abercrombie.
Once the fort was abandoned in 1881, essentially this sat vacant for about 50 years before the state got a hold of it.
There would have been a lot more buildings that have just been reclaimed by the prairie. The soldiers here at the fort, many of them freed slaves, were the peacekeepers of the West, grappling with Comanche raids and rowdy cowboys. It was a thankless job in horrible conditions, even bad by frontier standards.
All right, well, this is the enlistment barracks. You can see all the light coming in through the walls.
You
Let all sorts of air.
Rain gaps and breezy.
Yeah, so the inspector came here in 1873 and declared it unfit for human habitation.
So this was not a top choice for soldiers to come if they got a choice at all.
Desertion was fairly common, I think, because of it.
It's better than a tent, though, I would say.
Yeah, now some guys were having to live in tents.
Oh, gosh. The fort was a hard place to live. Actual battles were few and far between, so most of the soldiers' time was spent on daily chores and duties. And if you couldn't stand the heat, well, then you better hope to not be assigned kitchen duty.
You know, I mentioned earlier that desertion was fairly common back then.
Yeah, right.
Well, typically, if a person deserted, they send 2 or 3 guys to go find him. Well, one day, the chief baker of Fort Griffin deserted.
Oh, no.
And the commanders shut the whole fort down and sent every available man to go find the baker. So his job was pretty important.
Yeah, that must have been a very good baker. Look at this paddle.
You want to try it out?
Yeah. Let's make some bread
Let's
back
see
here.
if you can make it. Gotta be.
All right, I'm not very good already. Watch out over there. Gosh, these are so deep.
So that was 1 loaf. Now you got
I got 800
to go.
more. Yeah, I would have deserted too if I had to make that much bread.
This was one of the last stops along the Western Cattle Trail. So then people were stopping here along the way up to Dodge City in Kansas where the railheads were. And then this was also one of the main centers for all the buffalo hide trades.
Wow.
I affectionately call this place the Walmart of the 1870s. Problem with that is all the cans were lead lined. So if you want a little dose of lead in your diet.
Lead poisoning is probably near the bottom of the list of risks out here.
Yeah, it caught up to him later in life, not so much
Right,
frontier.
exactly. But living near an army fort was the safest option on the frontier, and that safety allowed the town of Fort Griffin to pop up in the fort's shadow. Like the fort, most of the town is gone too. Hey look, they got Picassos in here.
Wait, what?
Ah, is that a Banksy?
Come on.
That's what I expect in every old jailhouse now. This is a recreation of the old Shaughnessy Saloon where, believe it or not, Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday met for the very first time. This is long before Tombstone, and it happened right here in Fort Griffin. Fort Griffin is much quieter these days, but there are still a few residents out here, most notably the official state of Texas Longhorn herd. And this is caretaker Frank Sharp. You gotta keep your head on a swivel, right, with these guys?
They're not gonna try to, to viciously hurt you.
I see. Woo!
Okay.
I mean, you could say that, Frank,
Duck
but
and dodge.
me actually believing that's a different thing.
Well, not many people know that these guys in the state herd are what we would all consider the old original genetics of the Longhorn. They're on the critically endangered list.
Is that right?
That is right. So
Brittany likes you. He likes you. The Longhorn descended from the bulls the Spanish brought to the New World and was the primary animal of cattle drives. Today, the state herd has about 250 members, with its home right here in Fort Griffin. It's amazing to see something that's living and breathing, yet it's part of our history.
yeah, and you'll hear stories about how mean they are, but yet when you get around them, you realize how intelligent and docile they really are.
Just big old puppies.
Yeah, that's about right.
With 2 giant stabby things all coming off of their head. But that right there is one of the most majestic animals in all of Texas. We'll see them later at, you guessed it, the Fandangle. To see the full episode or to get info about how to visit this spot, trip on over to thedaytripper.com.